The Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Vaughan, says the organization is seeking collaboration with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, to project the country's positive stories to the world. He said this when he led the management team of the organization on a courtesy visit to the Director General of NTA in Abuja. He said Vaughan will use its digital platform to project Nigeria's progress.
I am determined, sir, to work with you to tell Nigerian story. You're already doing it. I see a lot of innovation and new approach to how even you tell your stories on a daily basis. I call you sometimes when I see some of those innovations, which are, for me, in line with global best practices. You see, now reporters are updoing. They will be called at short notice to speak into the news, and then you see them bringing out their best, their style, and also their own different understanding of our news. And those diversity are also what you bring to bear. When you tell a reporter that is going to speak on network news, either from Oka or from Maiduguri, his spirit is lifting. It's not just an ordinary report, and then he works harder to even live up to expectation. So I'd like to commend you, sir, for that particular effort that you are taking. So as a global mouthpiece of Nigeria, we want to vigorously propagate the steady reform going on Nigeria since the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As Voice of Nigeria, we are not going to lie about Nigeria, but we are going to only emphasize and amplify positive stories about Nigeria and Africa. And there are many. There are destinations, our diversity, and everything which NTA is already doing. The renewal agenda of Mr. President is beginning to address security and economic challenges facing Nigeria. It is our duty to talk about this. NTA is already doing it. We want to collaborate with you in further deepening that, talking about what the government is doing positively to create understanding. Because as a democracy, we have no choice but to continue to speak to Nigerians. It is their right to know. And while you continue to tell that, we will continue to do that on our own platform, both on traditional and digital platforms, so that we can reach out to our diaspora to understand. Some of the issues that you see on the social media platform is due to lack of understanding. There's not enough information, and people therefore feed people with fake news and other negative tendency. NTA has made its mark, sir. That is well known. And you cannot talk of television in Nigeria without NTA. Even the private owned organization, either owners or people who work there now, are all from NTA. There are people who watch as little kids or growing up, or people we know, very famous. You know, some of them are sitting right here. After they left, they are back, also giving their best to the country and to NTA. The reputation of you being reliable, credible, and accurate source of news, entertainment, and all of that, we want to latch on that, sir, to also build that kind of reputation for our brand, the Voice of Nigerian brand.
In his response, the DG of NTA lauded the Vaughan boss for making workers' welfare a priority, adding that appreciating them would add value to what they do. He said the success recorded in NTA was as a result of understanding and sincerity of purpose from management and staff of the organization, and promised to stop at nothing to give Nigerians the best they deserve.
We were just at the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs this morning to try to, extend our services and to also put a check on some of these ugly fake news that we see every now and then about Nigeria and Nigerians. We all know, for those of us who are living in Nigeria, we know truly what is happening in the country, and it's quite different from what people want to project. This, I think, for us who are in the media, especially for us that are under government ownership, government, through public broadcasting, we should not just remain indifferent, because if we do that, that means we are failing in our mandate. Ours is to project Nigerians in good light, and of course, take the narrative from one angle rather than leaving individuals to be doing that on behalf of Nigerians while we are there. And the danger about it is, over time, when such things are allowed to continue, they will become history of Nigeria, because all these things will be written down. And for those who are coming behind us or after us, we would believe that, yes, during a time like this is what Nigeria was. So I think it's behold on all of us to make sure that we do what is right. We must have to tell Nigerians and, of course, the world what Nigeria is and what Nigeria stands for. Just like you have said, of course, problems are universal. There is nothing today that is peculiar to any country. If you talk about security issues, it is all over. In fact, Nigeria is much better than so many countries. And if you talk about economy, Nigeria is much better than some, in fact, even better than some of the so-called developed countries. So I think it is most unfortunate that some few Nigerians that feel that they have the privilege of some of this medium, instead of using it for good purposes, they rather use it for negative purposes. And that is not going to spell anything good for this country. We have to be very, very careful, because if there is no Nigeria, of course, there will be no Nigeria. Nigeria first before any other thing. So we'll keep on drumming this to the ears of Nigerians and, of course, foreigners alike. And there are so many opportunities that are bound in this country. All this is of this so-called security issues and all what have you. I believe when there is a sense of purpose and understanding among Nigerians, all these shenanigans will be history. So what needs to be done is for Nigerians to be up and doing. Everybody should take Nigeria as its own, rather than Nigerians looking at themselves as individuals before the country. The country should be the first thing before any individual interests. Thank you, DG. You have touched so much on issues of collaboration in terms of programming, news collaborations, content exchange, and what have you. Of course, let me put it in a Nigerian way, that all that you have asked for today, I would like to say, carry go. Please consider all those requests as granted.
Thank you, sir.